For Access Project 6, we're going to create a variety of different things that build on each other to come up with, at the end, we're going to have a couple of reports that, again, use what we build in the early parts. So the first thing we're going to do is actually, I'm on page AC342. I need to create two new tables that fit this format. Now I'm just going to set the tables up in Design View, and as far as the content, we'll talk about how to get that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is, with my database open, I'm going to go to Create, and I'm going to create a new table, and I'm going to go into Design View. And this first table is going to be called Course Table, or just Course. And hit OK. And then what we need to do is put our fields in, and again I'm just going to use the items here. We have course number, course description, hours, and increments. And the data types for these are text, number, and number. And the primary key is already set as the course number. Again, if you're not sure how to do that, you right click and set the primary key. I do want to change a couple things. The field size for course number needs to be changed down here to be 3. Course description field size needs to be 40. The hours needs to be set as an integer. And the increment needs to be also set as an integer. Alright, with this table done, I'm going to save it and close it. And I'm going to create a new table the same way. Go to Design View. This table is the second one, called Course Offerings. And in Design View, like we did in the last one, I'm going to lay out my table fields, client number. And these again are on page 342 and 343. Course number, total hours, and hours spent. The field types are text number. Sorry, text number. And this one actually has two primary keys. So the way you do this is hold down Shift and highlight both fields, and then right click, go to primary key. I didn't do it right. Let me try it again. Keep holding down Shift, go to primary key, and it puts a key in both of them there. Hours spent should be number. Like I did on the last one, I need to go in and change the field size. The first one should be 4. Next one should be 3. And these should be both just be regular integers. Is it important to change these? Possibly, because the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to import the data from a couple of sources, and if they don't quite match up, we may run into trouble. So I'm going to save those. Field name is missing. I must have acted like I was going to create a new one there. That's delete that. So again, let me save it and close it, and you'll notice these tables now are over here in the left hand side under the table area. I can open them up and look at them, but the next step is actually I'm going to import the data into each of these. To do this, I'm going to go under external data, and the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to put information into the course table. So under text files, I can browse, and my folder where all of my access stuff is, I create a folder called Access. There's actually a text file called Course, and I'm going to use that to import. So I'm choosing that. Again, we're in text file, and I'm going to append this to a table. The table will be Course, the one I just set up a second ago. On this step, I'm going to leave it as it is with delimited selected. In this step, I need to do a couple of things. First row contains fields. We'll leave that everything else the same. And then we'll import to the course, hit finish. And if it's successful, you get this step. You can actually save the steps if you want, but no need to. Now I just want to open up the course table and look a minute, and now look, there's information actually filled in there. The information should look like the items again on page 342. You could obviously manually type that stuff in, but it's a little faster to do it the way I just did that. Okay, I'm going to close this just to keep it neat. I'm going to do the same idea for the course offerings. I'm going to text file, and this has a CSV file called course offerings. Same steps, just a slightly different type of file. Open this. I'm going to append it to course offerings. Hit OK. On this one, same delimited, but on this one here, I need to again have first row column. This one, make sure comma is set, and then course offerings. And again, that works successfully. If you have a problem when you import, if it gives you an error message, what you may need to do is go back into the design view of your tables and check to make sure that the data types are correct, the field sizes are the same. I did encounter that while I was going through and practicing this earlier, so that type of thing can happen. Just go back and recheck the previous steps to make sure that everything is indeed successful.